Hello, my friends, and welcome to the latest spin. I'm Mike Spinner, Student Athlete World USA. It is Thursday. We are live. It is the best time of year. Everything is just so good right now. Just think about what's happening in the sports world right this minute. Thursday night football, real good game going on, all right, between LA and San Francisco. Been tight throughout. Um, Mac Jones. All right, if you're from the Northeast, maybe he's found something in San Francisco the way Daniel Jones has in Indianapolis. We'll see how that game turns out. And then today we had several elimination games in the Major League Baseball playoffs. As I speak, the Yankees have a 4-0 lead on the Red Sox. Um, I don't like that it's a 3-game elimination series. Now I know in previous years it was a 1 game, like a game 7. I think it needs to be best of 5 personally. Like this Yankees Red Sox series alone has been awesome. All right. The fact that it's going to end tonight looks like the Yankees are going to win it. To me, it's disappointing. I need more. All right. I really think that the least amount of games a series should be for Major League Baseball is best of 5. I realize it pushes the World Series deeper into October. I don't care. Like this is great baseball. All these series were just so much fun. The Cubs Padres series was fantastic. So we have NFL regular season in full swing tonight. We got the Major League Baseball playoffs, and we got NHL. This is the final week of preseason. There's no better time of year than this one. I mean, basketball starting soon. Just what a great time of year. I as a sports fan right now, just every day wake up, something cool is happening. Like every single day. I don't even know what's happening tomorrow. Probably some college football going on tomorrow night. Doesn't matter. It's just cool. It's awesome. I love it. And from Student Athlete World USA, so many cool things happening in one shot. So 2 big announcements that I've been kind of teasing a little bit. One is actually 3 big announcements. One, Tim kind of advertised, and I think we need to blow this one up a little further, but we are going to have a record number of tours in 2026, 10 different tours across our different sports, which is just awesome. It's always exciting to be a part of something that is growing. And I think one of my favorite parts of this job, and there are so many favorite parts of this job. My favorite part of the job is the travel, I'm not going to lie, seeing the world. But one of the parts of this job that I've really grown to love the most is seeing our company grow. And so we're growing. We'll have 10 tours this summer, one of which will be our newest sport. Big announcement. We are going to have a soccer tour, which we've done in the past, just before my time. All right. But this will be our first soccer tour during my tenure, this Spinner era with Student Athlete World USA. We're going to Argentina from July 4th to the 13th. We're going to have a soccer tour. We've hired Dan Pederano, who was the head coach at Penn State Behrend for more than 30 years. And the thing that I like about Coach, I'll call him Coach P, is that, when you spend more than 30 years as a college head coach at the same school, it says an awful lot about you. And so that is the type of person we are bringing to this company to be our soccer coach for Argentina. And our Argentina tour, if you have done it, is just spectacular. So we're really excited about getting back into the soccer space. I'm really excited for our soccer athletes. We have our first interviews coming, actually game tomorrow. And it's our newest sport. And that's really exciting. And the next big announcement is we are going to Canada. And what I think is great about this tour, there's a tournament in Quebec City. Now, I'm not mispronouncing it. It's actually when you do the French-English alliteration, it's not Quebec. The U is silent. It's actually, to say it properly, is Quebec City. We're going to Quebec City to a tournament. It's going to be a U15 tournament. So it's not open to every basketball player. We're hoping over the next couple of years they'll expand things a bit. But for 2026, it's a U15 tournament. It's to Quebec City. There is a major airport in Quebec City. It is going to be, without a doubt, the cheapest tour that we have to offer. So check it out. Go to studentathleteworld.com and check out Quebec City. And what works with this tour, besides the price, of course, is it's a quick flight from pretty much anywhere in the United States. It's not a significant time zone difference. Like if you're like me on the East Coast, it is not a time zone difference at all. From the standpoint of travel, it's an easy trip. It is a very good tournament. And I can tell you that when you talk about culture and history and beauty, Quebec City is about as close to a European city that you'll find within North America. And so for somebody who you're kind of just starting out your international travel, if you're a U15 basketball player, this is a great tour for you because it is not a long flight, even if you're from the West Coast. And you're still seeing the world because Quebec City is absolutely beautiful. It is a very French city, but it's the type of city that a bunch of Europeans, I think, built. It's going to be an amazing tour at a really good price. So check it out, studentathleteworld.com. To be at October 2nd and to have all these really fun and exciting things to announce is what makes my job really special. Because again, it's growth that's fun. And all of our great existing tours are still there. We have more and more interviews coming every day. But for this year alone, I'm sure I'm missing something. We have the Costa Rica lacrosse tour. We have the Argentina soccer tour. We have a basketball tour of Poland. We have a basketball tour of Albania, and we have Quebec. And so we're really growing quickly. And that is because we want to give you the best possible travel experience and the most options. And so, as we head into our busiest season, which is starting roughly right now, it's just really energizing to know that we are a company that we are bigger, we are better, we are more dedicated to you than we've ever been before. So if you're thinking about applying to travel with us, my message to you is there is no better time than right now, no matter what sport. Because for 2026 on the books, we have basketball, we have lacrosse times two, we have ice hockey, we have soccer. I feel like I'm missing something. Like we have so many sports that we're offering, so many tours. There is no better time to be a part of the Student Athlete World family than right now. So get your applications in. And now, what in the world? What in the world is brought to you tonight by the National Hockey League, people. Welcome aboard. If you haven't watched my videos before, first of all, shame on you. They're awesome. Second of all, hockey is my favorite sport. I actually just returned from a rink. My son plays, and we just got back from practice. And the next time you see this mug live on your screen, the NHL regular season will have begun. And to me, that is better than Christmas. I just love the sport of ice hockey at any level, whether I'm watching my son's Bantam team compete for Greater New Haven Youth Hockey or the NHL or college hockey. If you didn't know, I am a season ticket holder for Sacred Heart University. They have their first scrimmages this weekend. I can't wait to be there. They got a really good-looking team this year, apparently. Really excited for that. I love college hockey. I love NHL. I love the AHL and youth hockey. So I'm already sporting the gear because hockey season is upon us. Let's go Rangers. I know I ended last week's video by saying let's go Mets. We don't need to talk about that. And what in the world this week, if you're expecting it's going to be about the Mets, I'm not doing the Mets for what in the world because I've forgotten about them. All right. I'm done till spring training. Unless something big happens over the offseason, I'm over the Mets. All right. So it happened and it's over. There's no Mets anymore. I'm taking a Mets hiatus until sometime in mid-February when spring training opens because it's just another year where the Mets me. And if you don't know what I'm saying, you don't know what it's like to be a Mets fan. That's all I'm going to say about the Mets because what in the world this week centers on the Cleveland Browns and one Shedeur Sanders. And I, in this space, have had some things to say about the Sanders family on and off over the years because I believe that football is the ultimate team game. more than any other sport. And more than any other sport, football is not, cannot, and should not be about the individuals. And yes, you have great individual talent, especially at the quarterback position, that carry the league. Patrick Mahomes, one example. What would the NFL be right now without Patrick Mahomes? And there are others, of course. And yes, one player can galvanize an entire franchise. The New York Football Giants, my team this past Sunday, had two rookies, really lead them in a way that few have recently. And I'm talking about Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo. But that's the positive way an individual can impact an NFL franchise. And then we have Shedeur Sanders. And my big thing with whether it's Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, or Shedeur, and I think his brother is Shakur Sanders, my thing has been their overt efforts over the years to make their brand bigger than football. And they've really tried. I mean, the shenanigans at the University of Colorado, like a team that was barely 500, but they retired the coach's son's number shortly after he stopped playing there because he won a few games. No. And the whole this look at my watch pose, and apparently he had some rap songs that they played every time he was involved with a touchdown. Like, no, it just didn't work. And certainly, you would think that with Shedeur Sanders, him being drafted so late would have humbled him a bit, but it didn't. And we had a situation today where he was asked point blank, like the Browns made a quarterback change, Joe Flacco to the bench, and Shedeur Sanders is not the next starting quarterback in Cleveland, but another rookie is. And they asked him his thoughts, and he suddenly became a mime, and he mimed his way through the rest of the press conference. And it was just an incredibly childish and immature scene, and almost disappointing. He's a kid, a young adult, and kids and young adults do foolish things, and that's the nature of sports. It happens. It happens every level, NFL on down. But it's like, here you are. Your father is a Hall of Fame former player who became a college head coach and has enjoyed some success, not a ton, but some. And in many ways, completely, revamped the University of Colorado's football program. There was a time Colorado was a football powerhouse, and then they went through decades of just awfulness. And Coach Prime, to his credit, made Colorado football relevant again. But you would think that Shedeur's experience would have humbled him enough to start to behave a bit more like a professional. And I know today when I saw that miming press conference, I was like embarrassed for him. All right. Because it's not just you're a rookie and things are disappointing and perhaps you're not as good as you thought you were. It's your father played this sport at literally the highest level. And nothing about the need for humility within an NFL locker room has been able to rub off on Shedeur Sanders. It's embarrassing to see him kind of spiral in the wrong direction. Because you have people like Jackson Dart in New York. All eyes in New York are on Jackson Dart. He is arguably the biggest name in New York football right now. There are two NFL franchises. And the Giants have a pass rush right now. I'm not saying they're going to win a lot of games. They're not even going to the playoffs, but their pass rush is fun to watch. You have players like Abdul Carter and a few others who are just exciting and electric to watch. But Jackson Dart is the biggest name in New York football, bigger than anyone in the Jets. And he is handling it like a pro. And his father was not an NFL Hall of Famer. Then you have Shedeur Sanders, who grew up with a lot of NFL pedigree and who's acting like a complete and total infant. And all that does is make people root against him. And My question is, Shedeur Sanders had a very overhyped college football career. He did not play in the SEC. He did not play in the Big Ten. Love me or hate me for this statement. If you're not in the SEC and you're not in the Big Ten, your accomplishments as a college football player are not nearly as significant as if you did. That's my own opinion. I believe the SEC and the Big Ten are a different brand of football than the rest of college football, even the ACC. Just my opinion. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm willing to have that conversation with you. So you have Shedeur Sanders put up some fairly gaudy numbers in a lesser conference and acting like they're going to name a major award after him one day, which they're not. And now he's advanced to the NFL, made a team, and is acting like a complete child. It just doesn't work. And what you want as a young NFL player is you want people on your side rooting for you, of which right now I don't think he has many at all. He went to pound for pound the worst franchise in the NFL and is a third string quarterback acting like a child. And so what in the world, Shedeur Sanders? Perhaps you should think of what you're going through as being a good lesson to learn about being a professional. Okay. And what that means is shut your mouth and get to work. And that's about as tough as I get on this show. But it just angers me so much because I'm such a big and passionate football fan. And it angers me that somebody who should have learned everything the right way is doing everything so wrong. And it's such a bad optic for a franchise, Cleveland, that has nothing but bad optics for decades now, probably since Jim Brown played there. And it's so true. Well, that's it for the latest spin this week. Is always so much fun. And as always, there's only one way to join one of our 10 tours and do the coolest thing you're ever going to do in sports. Go to studentathleteworld.com, complete your application, interview with me, and pack your bags. We'll see everyone next week. Everyone have a great week.